Kubernetes operates as a declarative state machine. You feed the system a blueprint, and the engine adjusts the physical infrastructure until it matches that intent. The control plane is the cluster's brain, consisting of 4 primary services: the API server, etcd, the scheduler, and the controller manager. Commands enter through the API server and are recorded in etcd, the immutable source of truth. The controller manager monitors for drift, while the scheduler assigns workloads to the lower layer. That lower layer is the data plane, where your actual containers live. The kubelet executes orders, while kubeproxy handles network routing for pod communication. This continuous reconciliation loop is the mandatory prerequisite for building scalable, cloud-native systems. Without it, the cluster cannot self-correct. We'll apply this architectural model to a 3-tier web application, starting at the data layer with MongoDB. Standard Kubernetes pods are ephemeral, destroyed and recreated with random network identities. In a database, this volatility breaks connection strings and scatters underlying data. To prevent this, we use a stateful set. Unlike a standard deployment, it provides stable sequential identifiers, like MongoDB-0 and MongoDB-1, that persist. These stable identities bind specific persistent volumes to specific pods. If a pod respawns, the system automatically reattaches its original storage volume. Paired with a headless service, the application resolves the direct IP of a specific database pod, rather than load balancing randomly. By utilizing the stateful set, we have abstracted the fragility of the underlying hardware away from our data layer. Above the data layer, we deploy the Node.js API backend. Being stateless, it scales horizontally across the cluster nodes. The backend authenticates with MongoDB using credentials stored in a Kubernetes secret. A cluster IP service provides a stable internal endpoint. Next is the front end, a React application. At this point, the entire stack is running, but completely isolated from the public internet. To bridge this gap, we need a way for external traffic to reach these internal private IP addresses. An ingress controller acts as the traffic hub. It evaluates incoming HTTP requests, routing /API traffic to the backend, and everything else to the front end. It also handles TLS termination, decrypting HTTPS traffic using certificate secrets, then forwarding raw HTTP to save pod resources. By isolating routing and security logic to the ingress layer, the internal application tiers can scale independently of the external network configuration. While the application is live, manual deployments are a liability. Relying on an engineer to run commands from a local terminal makes the production environment undocumented and difficult to audit. GitOps solves this by making a Git repository the single source of truth. The cluster state is no longer defined by what a human typed, but by what is merged into version control. We enforce this using Argo CD. Argo CD extends the Kubernetes API through a custom resource definition, allowing the cluster to understand and track external Git repositories. The primary tool here is the application CRD. This manifest creates a binding contract between a specific Git repository, defined in the source field, and a target cluster, defined in the destination field. This shifts operational control away from the command line and into pull requests, where infrastructure changes are versioned and peer-reviewed. With an automated sync policy, Argo CD pulls the Git repository every few seconds, constantly looking for differences from the actual cluster state. When a change merges, Argo CD immediately detects drift, pulls new manifests, and synchronizes the cluster pods to match the desired state automatically. This also enables auto-pruning. If a resource is deleted from the Git repository, Argo CD automatically removes the corresponding object from the cluster, preventing stale configurations. Crucially, through the self-heal mechanism, if an engineer manually alters a cluster pod, Argo CD detects the unauthorized drift and instantly reapplies the Git-defined configuration. This active defense system protects the cluster from drift and human interference by automatically reverting any change that doesn't originate in version control. But deployment is only half the lifecycle. Without telemetry, you have no way to measure system health or resource usage in a production environment. We use Prometheus for monitoring, deployed through the operator pattern. The operator automates the complex task of configuring scrapers and alerts as the cluster grows. This automation happens through the Service Monitor CRD. By defining label selectors, the operator identifies new services and generates configurations to scrape them. Prometheus then uses a pull model, reaching out to targeted endpoints, storing data in a time series database. Because this process is driven by the operator, monitoring scales automatically. As new pods are deployed via GitOps, Prometheus discovers them and begins collecting telemetry without any human intervention. To make this data useful, we add a visualization layer using Grafana. Grafana queries the Prometheus database to generate real-time dashboards. This provides a human-readable view of application health, resource consumption, and request latency. We can now see the entire cycle in motion. A developer commits a change to Get, triggering the Argo CD sync. The control plane updates data, scales the backend API, and routes traffic through the edge. Prometheus immediately detects the new pods, begins pulling telemetry data, and updates the Grafana dashboards reflecting the new deployment. This integration creates a verifiable loop, where every deployment is automatically secured, monitored, and synchronized to match the intended state.